I've got something to say that is gonna blow your mind. Okay, here it is. Nintendo is popular. Yeah, I know, you just cannot believe it. Here's another wild statement. Nintendo is popular in Japan. Yeah, I know. Okay, yeah, not so crazy. Yeah, it's pretty obvious, I would assume. Nintendo, of course, is big, and they are based in Japan, so it's probably kind of obvious that, yeah, they are pretty big there as well. But when we actually get into the numbers, it's crazy not only how much Nintendo is absolutely dominating, but also how much they have helped the overall Japanese market in terms of home game consoles. So this all comes from a Famitsu article, which was talking about statistics that they gathered. This all came out today, January 19. I'm gonna show a little bit of that, as well as a Video Games Chronicle article that was also written that was talking about it. Basically, it compares 2024 to 2025 in terms of the overall Japanese home game market. And it does also show that Nintendo Switch sales really led this because they were the #1 placement in terms of consoles, and it really just led this huge growth. And the growth was 40%. That is the big number here. So we start off right here with the Famitsu article, and it shows both hardware and software sales overall. Now keep in mind, this is not just the Nintendo market, this is the overall Japanese home game market. So this is Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, all that stuff. Now in 2025, it was a grand total of 418 billion yen, which is about 2.8 billion US dollars. Now we see right here from the article, of that 418, that was made up of 282 billion yen worth of hardware and 135 billion yen worth of software. It mentions at the bottom there the Switch 2 sold 3.7 million units in the past about 6 months now, which really drove a strong increase in this hardware number. Now they also talk about games. This is from the Video Games Chronicle article. It shows that 18 of the top 20 games in Japan, as far as the best-selling games go, they were Nintendo games. Yeah, only 2 of the top 20 were non-Nintendo games. That's crazy. Obviously, Mario Kart World is #1. Now, the Nintendo dominance is apparently not something that is new to Japan. It hasn't been new for like the past 20 years. I saw right here from the Video Games Chronicle article, it talked about its 2-decade dominance. So I kind of wanted to look more into that, but the Famitsu article, it talks about the consoles in general. When we look at the number of sales it got in 2025 and how that contributed to the overall amount of total sales for those consoles. So we see right here the statistics. Now for each one of these consoles here, I don't care as much about the total sales or the second figure. I mainly care about the first figure, the annual sales. So it's sorted here from most dominant to least dominant. We see the Switch 2 dominated, the Switch 1 was in second place. So #3 is the PlayStation 5. Yeah, so the Switch 1 actually sold 2 times the amount of copies as the PS5 in 2025 in Japan. And then beyond the 2 Switches and the PS5, it's kind of just a joke after that. So the #4 spot is the Xbox Series consoles, but that's not even like 5% of the PS5 sales, so it's not even really worth mentioning. And then the last place is the PS4, which barely squeezed out 1,000 sales overall, like the entire year in Japan. So yeah, definitely huge for the Switch 2 and just the Switch 1. But in terms of the 2-decade dominance, that is no joke. We see in the Video Games Chronicle article that it has been quite a Nintendo dominant past 20 years. It says that in the past 20 years, all but one of the years had Nintendo being the best-selling game hardware in Japan, and the only other year that was not the case, it was due to the PSP. I'm assuming that was like, I think 2006 or 2007 when the PSP was really dominating. So yeah, a lot of numbers here, a lot of statistics. I've linked both articles in the description, and overall, the huge thing that stands out is the overall 40% increase in the Japanese home video games market from 2024 to 2025, and obviously a huge factor, probably really the biggest factor here, was obviously Nintendo.